It's hard to get it together when you do these lives or whatever. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl. Um, Today was day one working. I had been out of work for like a month and a half, might as well say. I was taking the Imuron, and it like blood cell count down to 2.4. And I know I put this in the last live video, but it was just too much sun and all this other stuff. So um, we know that white blood cells are your first line of defense when it comes to infection and viruses and diseases and stuff like that. But of course, it's even more compromised when you have chronic illness and you have a compromised immune system. So my white blood cell count dropping even further than it normally would due to this chemo med compromises it even more. You can, if it gets too low, you can easily catch a cold or something like that and get wiped out in 0.2 seconds. I mean, this is just the way the body works sometimes. Um, I went back to work, like I said, today. She had written me out till the 29th, but I didn't have my first day back until today. I have just drawn the conclusion that I know I have to come to grips with me not being the super woman that I'm used to being or whatever. It sucks when your family to see you in this state, even though it's not necessary. Ooh, my eyes. Child, they blushing. I'm tired. But yeah, for your family to see you in this state and kind of going through it, especially when they're used to you being the backbone, being the strength, um, lupus has definitely taught me that it is okay to depend on my family when I need them and don't feel like such a burden because I was really going through that in my mind for like the longest. Like I was in depression, I was having suicidal thoughts just casually. Like, if I off myself, it'll be one less burden to my family. But then you have to think about it. I never be that selfish. And I could never be that selfish and take the mother away from my children and take the wife away from my husband. It just would not work. Plus, I don't want to impart that kind of pain on anybody, especially people that I genuinely love. I'm sorry if I look a little raggedy or whatever. Of course, I'm tired, but too long got out the shower. Um, Also, when I went in, because I'm sure y'all, I don't know if y'all can tell. Ooh, I feel like I feel, excuse me. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've lost in the last um, month and a half, I've lost 20 pounds consistently. And part of, like, one of the side effects of Imuron is loss of appetite. So when I started taking this medicine, I just started realizing that I wasn't eating as much. Now, mind you, I didn't see this side effect until well after the fact I started taking the medicine. But in the mornings, I would eat pineapple. Like my husband would cut up some fresh pineapple. I would have that, and then I would eat a yogurt cup and barely get through that. And my body was always stiff. It was just crazy, having to go through what I went through at the emergency room. Having my blood work pop up, a D dimer, which determines pulmonary embolism, because when I went a month ago, my feet, my ankles were swelling. And, usually when something happens around your foot area, with edema or anything like that, sometimes it's indicative of what could be going on in the chest area. Thankfully, even though I had chest x ray, EKG, and a CT scan with dye, it didn't show any signs of blood clots. And I'm so thankful for that because, they would have had to admit me right away and surgery and all that. And I'm scared of surgery, I'm just saying. Um, then it was like I went to my follow up that Monday back to Greenville with my rheumatologist, and she was going to write me out. And I'm thinking, no, I can handle a week, but I'm so glad she wrote me out for them 3, 4 weeks because, honey, let me tell you, um, it just sucked. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to get out of the bed by myself and all kinds of stuff. Um, what else? Um, Having to go a week later to the vascular health whatever you call it, getting ultrasounds done on both legs to reassure that I don't have possible DVT. Only that we have been having a lot of rain and that my lupus had just been flaring up like crazy. So, fast forward to, taking the Imuron, it slowly but surely was doing something, but my joints and stuff were just killing me. I felt almost bedridden at times. I even had a bad bout where my husband works third shift, y'all know that, and I was in too much pain to even walk to the bathroom. Now, the distance between my bed and the bathroom is less than, I'm gonna say less than 30 feet. So imagine the bottom of my feet being so tender and so sore and swollen that I can't even walk myself to the bathroom. So what ended up happening was I had a Starbucks cup sitting on my nightstand, and I didn't have no lighter on or anything, and I just tried to pee in the cup as best as I could. I seen an old towel and I just put it on the floor, just in case pee got on the floor. Like it was just crazy. My husband having to help me in and out the tub. My son having to help with his little sister, even though I'm sure he doesn't mind, but you have that mommy guilt because you don't want to have to rely on your kids so much. And I definitely didn't have older kids to look after the younger kids, but that's just the way life works out, and you never can foresee these things. Um, Again, today it just made it even more clear that me working Target, even though Target is really not a difficult job, but when you have chronic issues going on and you're in pain all the time, you just do not want to continue to further the damage yourself. And like I always keep saying, I'm taking 2019 to care for myself. And I can't, I don't care if they deem me the best worker up in there. It's not enough. It's not enough paid. Like, there's no sit down jobs at Target that's short of having a college degree and you being in a management position. And that I don't want. I don't want the responsibility. Um, I'm just trying to figure some things out. And I'm trying to mainly get me back together. Because if I'm not whole, my family ain't whole, my work ain't right. Like, I mean, I can't make no money if I'm not well, right? Um, Luckily, I got approved through the insurance for Benlysta, which is a once a week injection, but it's 200 milligrams. So everything that I've seen, because I do still have the Purple Hearts lupus page. If anybody wanna follow, it's Hearts with a Z underscore. It's the underscore purple underscore hearts with a Z. So I have looked at other people's pages that have started been listed, and honestly, I've not seen or heard as of yet any bad reviews. I'm just praying that it works for me because I'm just tired of hurting. I'm tired of not being able to just hop up, not like I'm 20 years old again, but hop up and just do things like I used to be able to do things with my daughter, do things with my kids, do things with my husband. Like, it just takes a toll on you. Um, y'all just pray for me. If any of y'all ever tried been listening, you have, what's your pros, what's your cons, or whatever, let me know. Um, with this Imuron, and me losing weight, people were just like, because now, I mean, let me make this clear. I've never been a super heavy person to begin with. A lot of the weight that I've acquired has been through, especially lately, medication, prednisone and stuff like that, and eating and stuff like that, because those steroids would do that to you. However, um, I've had people it's like, oh, I need to do Imuron. I'm like, trust me, this ain't the way you want to lose no weight. It's not been fun for me, because now it makes it expense, makes it an expense because now I have to buy more clothes that fit, just crazy stuff. And then going into work today, people were just like, you just look like you've been. I'm like, oh my God, because the worst thing you want to feel like when you are sick is somebody telling you that you look sick. You know what I'm saying? I hope on this camera I don't look super terrible. Maybe I need to switch to like it's a little better. Oh Lord, my eyeballs. But yeah, you already feel away. Sometimes, I already feel like I look about 80 years old, especially when I'm having bad days. And um, you know, it does kill your ego a little bit. You know, like I don't think so low of myself where I feel like, you know, oh, I just look like horrible, 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 because I could look a lot worse. You know, we have seen worse. However, y'all, I'm just blessed to just be able to wake up and do it all again, even with the pain or whatever. I know that it'll get better. I know that life in general will get better. I just want to be in a position to help my family, to help, especially my husband financially, because it's hard to lock things down. You might make decent at a job, but when you got to take care of 4 people on one check, it's no joke. So I just ask for prayers and positivity. Y'all just keep me lifted because I just been having a rough past 2 months, and I'm just looking for it to get better. Also, by the way, my son's birthday is tomorrow, so he'll be the big 1-7, you know. So if you don't mind, drop a couple of happy birthday wishes down there for him, and I'll let him know. But love and light, y'all, and I appreciate y'all for taking the time to look at this video. The last one, like I said, was not the best one, and it ended up being long and drawn out. And even though it had like 4 views, I just took it down because it was just too much for me. So again, I appreciate the support of others, of my fellow Loop stars, Loop sisters, brothers, of just overall general support, you know, from friends and family. And just pray for me, y'all. We gonna